Uh, Thank you and welcome you all. Thank you, Dr. Akshata, for introducing me to the webinar. And it's very difficult to share live things on Instagram, but I've still tried to make some presentation I'll like to show you. I think my voice is clear.
It's clear, sir.
Okay. So without wasting much of our time, I'll just start up with my topic. My topic is importance of physiotherapy in the geriatric care. Geriatric, basically, it is a very different and a good concept. The person who is working with the geriatric physiotherapy, the person who is a geriatric physiotherapist, I always say he is the jack of all trades. He has to deal with many of the things at a time. You have to deal with the multiple problem at the same time, and you have to be very constant and very specific about your treatment and your concept for geriatric care. So I would just like to share the screen, if you all can see. Is it visible, Dr. Akshita?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so I would just like to share what exactly the geriatric care is. And those who are having a questions, they can write it down and we'll ask and discuss it on the end of the session. See, when I'm talking about geriatric care, I would mention here the aging. What aging is? Aging basically it is not a disease. It is a natural condition that need to be nurtured and advanced. When I'm saying aging, it is a multi-dimensional process where you have to deal with the physical, mental, social domains and functional declines also. What is geriatrics? Geriatrics is a branch of medicines that focuses on the healthcare of the elderly. Basically, we promotes and treat the diseases and disability in the elderly. This is what geriatric is. Now, here is a survey that in the upcoming years, there will be a demographic change in the population aging in India. There will be a huge number of old age person and geriatric persons to be coming up. You can see if you can see it's there. At the coming years, you will see a huge number of geriatric patients. So what does this mean? This means that you have a huge chances to deal with the geriatric patients, and you have the huge chances to work, to do R&Ds in the geriatric physiotherapy, and to deal with lot of patients in the geriatrics. Why I'm talking about the future of physiotherapists in geriatrics, it is clearly shown that lot of physiotherapists have worked in the geriatrics and got a very good results with the patients. When I'm talking about geriatric problems, here you can see I've mentioned few problems like you can have hypertension, arthritis, cardiac problem, blood sugar, kidney problem, other respiratory problem. So what I mean is, if a person is having a kidney problem, kidney doctor will be there. He will not deal with the neuro problem. If a patient is having a neuro problem, neuro doctor will be there. He will not deal with the ortho problem. If an ortho problem is there, a respiratory doctor, a pulmonologist will not deal with it.
Excuse me, sir.
So,
hello, sir. Sir, the slide is not clear.
I'll just try to focus more. Now is it okay?
Yes, it's clear now.
Okay. So, what I'm saying is that the speaker is not visible. Either screen can be visible or I can be. So what I was saying is that a physiotherapist has to deal with many problems at a time. I mean, a physiotherapist can deal with the ortho problem, with the respiratory problem, with a neuro problem at the same time. So in all these conditions, what is common? The common is physiotherapy and its rehabilitation. Now, these are the some diseases in the old age, like arthritis, heart, cancer, and kidney diseases. These are the diseases in which you can see there is a huge graph of arthritis and heart diseases where a physiotherapist, a geriatric physiotherapist can work a lot. Now, there is a slide I have made, myth and a fact. There is a myth by an old people ki by the growing age, my arthritis and my diabetes will be there. Nothing can be done about them. But it is not true. A combined effect of a physician and a physiotherapist can give a very good results to these conditions. We all know those who are physicians, those who are practitioners here, those who are practicing physiotherapy, they know that arthritis can be treated to some extent and they can get a good result for arthritis. And if talking about diabetic, you can give a very good exercise plan to your patient, to your geriatric patient, and they can come out of their sedentary lifestyle and they can lead a good life, independent life, and can deal with the diabetes. Now, what is geriatric physiotherapy? Geriatric physiotherapy is a part of a physical therapy from 1989. Since then, a lot of physiotherapy has been done and a lot of understanding the problem of the aging has been done by physiotherapists in geriatric field. So this you have to know that from 1989, the physical therapy is there, geriatric physical therapy is there. Now, I am talking about geriatric physiotherapist. Just look at this picture here, if you can see. There is a professor sitting and he is asking all the animals that for the fair selection of exam, you have to do a same exam that all will have to climb the tree. Can all animals in the picture can climb the tree? It is not possible. So same is not possible to treat a geriatric patient with the same intensity, with the same thing as you are treating the other younger persons. So you need to have a specific type of a treatment. You need to have a specific type of goal plans to treat your geriatric patient to get a good result and to get an optimum result and your aim result, what you are desiring. Now, when I'm talking about geriatric physiotherapy, there are n number of problems where a geriatric physiotherapist can work. You can see I have marked in red that arthritis, CVDs, Parkinson, lung diseases, osteoporosis, Alzheimer's, these all are diseases where a physiotherapist can work and can get a very good results with their geriatric patients. Now, when talking about geriatric rehabilitation, we need to focus on two things. We need to involve on these two things. That is prevention along with treatment and accommodation along with the restoration. Now, what does this mean? When I'm talking about accommodation, you have to understand and you have to make them, your patient, understand that aging is an irreversible effect. You have to adapt that. You have to deal with it. And you need to educate your patients and family that these conditions can occur due to aging and none of us can escape the aging problem. One day or other, we have to deal with the aging. Now, when talking about prevention of disability and restoration of function is कि जितनी भी पहले से जो प्रॉब्लम हो चुकी है, हम उसको प्रिवेंट करें और आगे ना बढ़ने दें. And then we have to restore that अभी जो चल रहा है, हम उसी के अंतर उसको ट्रीट करते रहे. That is, we have to restore the function by giving them the good exercise plan, where we can tell them to use this concept, that is, use it or lose it. Means अगर आप exercise करेंगे, अगर आप proper physical therapy लेंगे, तो you can gain it, you can use it, otherwise you can lose it. So this you have to make them understand. Now, when coming about the problems that we have to address, I'll address here the three main problems. The first is deconditioning. Second is CVDs, cardiovascular diseases, and third is musculoskeletal problems. Now, what is deconditioning? Deconditioning is basically the decline of the function or a body part or a system when not in use for a longer period of a time. When your geriatric patient is admitted in a hospital for a long time, or suppose he or she is in a pain with a particular movement of a body, here I have drawn a figure that if there is a pain episode, the patient will disuse it or will not use it. When he will not use it, there will be tissue nutrition, impaired tissue nutrition, which will accelerate the degeneration and it will lead to a chronic pain. Once it is lead to a chronic pain, then none of your parent will going to exercise those particular joint or particular muscles because they are already in the pain episode, and when it is converted into chronic pain, they'll never ever do this. So what being a geriatric physiotherapist we can do? With the deconditioning, we can do the reconditioning. Now, what is reconditioning? Reconditioning is a physical therapy of an individual treatment program where we have to design with the optimal criteria, which is core strengthening, endurance, flexibility, and mobility. Now, if you can see, there is a chart which I already showed you about deconditioning. Suppose there is a deconditioning. I think, Dr. Akshita, it is visible?
Yes, sir, it is.
So there is a deconditioning where I told you that on a fourth stage, there will be a chronic pain. When there is a chronic pain, you can control the activations. Here, the physical therapist, geriatric physical therapist will work. What he'll do, he'll control the activation. He will start with the very minimal exercises where he can work on the range of motions, where he can work. Audio is clear?
It's clear, sir, from my side.
I know, I'm getting some comments, couldn't hear or something. Okay, let us continue. So when I'm talking about control activation, this control activation means you can have a very good small range of motion exercises. You can work over the flexibility, you can work over the mobility. What it will do, it will improve the motor control. Now, when it improves the motor control, there will be muscle strengthening and there will be increased endurance. What it will do, it will restore the structure and reduction of the pain. So this deconditioning is very important for the geriatric patient who is admitted in the hospital. Early mobilization is very important. That is also a deconditioning. And if a person is not using his particular joint or a muscle because of a pain, you need to assess that and you need to educate them to use it with a small range of motions, with the small exercises, so that this reconditioning cycle will reoccur and there will be a reduction in the pain and there will be no pain episode in the further movements. This is what reconditioning physical therapy is basically. Now, cardiovascular diseases, we all know cardiovascular diseases are the diseases of the heart and the heart vessels. A lot of cardiovascular diseases are there. It is true that 90% of CVDs may be preventable. And being a physical therapist, being a geriatric physical therapist, what you can do, you can ask your patient to do the exercises. You can use the part of a cardiac rehab thing, which I have not discussed in this slide. And you can have aquatic therapy is also a very good therapy nowadays. A lot of people are doing it. A lot of working have been done in aquatic therapy. So aquatic therapy is also one of the major cardiovascular prevention exercises. Now, talking about the musculoskeletal problem, see, with the aging, lot of musculoskeletal problem occur. When there is a change in the body, there will be atrophy in the muscles. We all know that there is a atrophy in the muscles is not used, then there will be atrophy. Tendon and shrinken, tendon shrinks and it hardens, then reduce of the bone mass and the minerals, loss of a height, joint activity and motion, and the increased risk of fracture. This is because of osteoporosis also. Many of the geriatric patient, you can, if they get fracture, they can have osteoporosis, and the osteoporosis related fracture are commonly in the hip, wrist, and the spine, which is what being a geriatric physiotherapist you have to do. Being a geriatric physiotherapist, you have to make sure that your elderly remain in the independent position as possible as it is. For that, what you can do, you can work for the exercise with the osteoporosis. You can ask with the weight bearing exercises, some stretching and strengthening exercises, a gentle mobilization that I told you in the Hello?
Yes, sir.
So that I told you already. Now, this is what we can do. We can give them the equipment such as walking aid to facilitate their independent living. Now, ultimately, when I am dealing with my geriatric patients, my ultimate goal is to make them independent and not to dependent on anyone because of their some disability, as into my limits. This is what I'll be aiming as a geriatric physiotherapist. So for that, I can give them the equipment. I can facilitate their individual living by providing them some of the equipments like this walking clutches or the walker or some of the other equipments. Fall. This is very important, and most of the geriatric patients are suffering from this particular condition, that is fall. Now, why this fall happen? This fall happen because of the balancing or walking. There is a weakness in the muscles or there is no proper balance. Vision, yes, it is also one factor. Loss of a sensation, particularly in the feet, muscle strengthening, blood pressure, and heart diseases. Now, if you can see, here I have made a chart that when the age is of 65, 1 out of 3% falls per year. When 75 plus, fall every 2 years, and when 80, fall every year. So this is when the age increases, there are a lot of body changes which will lead to fall. So what we can do, we can prevent it. How we can prevent it? We can give them a very good exercises plan. We can give them the assistive devices such as canes or walker, which I already told you in the last slide. We can also advise them some other assistive devices such as foot plates or wheelchairs and teach them how to use. And we can start off with the balancing exercises for them. Now, when talking about mobility aids, here are some of the mobility aids like canes, clutches, walkers, rollators, wheelchairs, mobility scooters. Now, these are walkers, rollators, and wheelchairs. Talking about rollator, this is very good. This is a type of walker only, having the 4 wheels with the extra brake over the handle for the extra, safety and other measures. And this is a mobility scooter. This is a sort of a wheelchair with a motor there, and it is basically used for the outside, those geriatric patients who want to go outside without any assistance and something. So these are the basic mobility aids. Talking about geriatric physiotherapist, when you want to be a geriatric physiotherapist, you should have some qualities to be a geriatric physiotherapist. Now, I'll not talk about geriatric physiotherapist, but you should have the quality for a good physiotherapist. Now, what are these? You should be initiative, patient, sensitive, and tactful. You should be excellent in your communication skills. You should have an ability to work in a team. When you are working with a geriatric physiotherapist, you will have to work in a team. There are a lot of people working with you in the geriatric physiotherapy. Now, problem solving skill, this is for every physiotherapist. We all know that. Then organization skill, this is also very important. Ability to encourage, empathize, and firm. This is very important. Many of the geriatric patients, when you come across, you will see they will get stubborn at a time. They won't be allowing you to do any exercises. They will be like, "Yaar, abhi nahi karna, bas ho gaya, meri to umar ho gayi," something like this. So you must have that ability to encourage them. You must have that ability to know them. Ki if you'll do, what will be the benefit of it? If you'll do, what will you gain? So these all ability you should have. Then this is very important. आपके पेशेंट जीरियाट्रिक पेशेंट तभी आपकी सुनेंगे जब आपका उनके साथ गुड रिलेशन होगा और उनकी फैमिली के साथ गुड रिलेशन होगा. Because you know, when you're talking about geriatric patient, you are talking about parents, and every children in this world love their parents. और अगर उनको कोई तकलीफ होगी तो they will definitely ask you कि यार उनको ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है. So you should have a good ability to develop a relationship and to know and to educate the patient and their family कि अगर I am doing like this, if the pain will increase, this is because of this reason. Now, very important, the last thing, if you want to have a geriatric physiotherapy or you want to become a geriatric physiotherapist, you should have a genuine interest in the geriatrics. This is very important. These are some of the activities what I'm doing. These are some of my patients and my center what I'm doing. This is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank
you, Dr. Shekhar. This was my PPT. I hope जितना देखा होगा लोगों को they might be benefited.
So I hope everyone nice topic, sir. Any question, guys? Please ask question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you everyone for such a patience and listening to me. I think I've not taken much of a time.
Just 24 minutes. Can we get the PPT, please?
We'll try to give you the PPT if somebody want to ask, want to know about the PPT.
How to reduce barriers? What barriers?
Barriers in what sense?
So what are the environmental modifications made in geriatrics?
This is very good question. I must appreciate the person who's asked this. Environmental factors are very important. See, with the geriatric physiotherapy, I'm also working with the ergonomy for geriatric physiotherapy. Environmental factor affect a lot. Like I'll tell you, if with the age, the visual problem is a very common thing. When you are dealing with a geriatric patient, you'll get to know that they have a visual problem, they have a hearing problem. So with the visual problem, you can establish an environment where they can have a good light. They don't have a black floor on their home or their kitchen, so that this will help in prevention of a fall. So environment factor is very important. Like if your geriatric patient is using toilets or something, you can have a high seated toilet and you can have a rod in front of the toilet so that they can hold and they can get it up or they can set it properly. These some of the environmental factors you can change and you can make them to get them independent into their life.
So in which conditions aquatic therapy can be an option?
Aquatic therapy can be an option in many of the conditions. You just go through the aquatic therapy. You will get that it is very important in stroke. It is very important in pediatric. It is very important in geriatric. It is very important in maintaining the balancing, arthritis. A lot of things can be treated with the aquatic therapy.
So if a patient is suffering from neuromuscular disability or incoordination, then how can we help it out?
We can help it out with giving them a good exercise plan. Coordination and what was that?
Neuromuscular disability.
Neuromuscular disability, we all know that we can have a good exercise plan to them. We can give them the particular exercise plan according to what condition they are dealing with. Like if they are having a stroke, they are having a Parkinson's or other neuromuscular diseases, you can have a very good exercise plan for them, which will help. And that exercise plan will...
Yes, sir, continue.
The exercise plan will depend upon the condition. Which condition, neuromuscular condition you're talking about?
Okay. Will physical fitness training will benefit or dangerous for the patients, for the geriatric one?
Depend upon the patient what you are dealing with. I'm telling you again, because of geriatric, you have to be a very specific. You have to know the each and every history of geriatric patient. Then only you can have the good exercise plan, good weight training plan, whatever you are trying to do.
Aerobic exercises for geriatrics. Can you explain on this, sir, please?
Aerobic exercise on geriatrics, it is a very long topic. I'll next time, whenever we'll get a time, I'll give you a very good presentation over this. I have a presentation. We'll definitely show you next time whenever we're there.
So just you can give a gist over it. A few lines.
Aerobic exercises, no? I'll just try if I can have that. No, I don't have that. Okay, so I don't think I have that presentation right now. See, aerobic exercises basically, the motive for the aerobic exercises basically is to get them into their living life back. You can have a 30-minute walk, starting with a 30-minute walk. Then you can have some strengthening and stretching exercises with them. You can have a small, what we can say, stepped exercises for them. You can have a good balancing and weight strengthening exercises for the aerobic. There's a very good, good topic over there. So what aerobic exercises may basically what we do, we give them a initially with a small stiffened walk, then with a brisk walk, where basically what I'm talking about is starting with a brisk walk, then with a heavy walk, and then you can have a average 15-minute heavy walk, then you can have a break, then you can have a good breathe exercises.
So how can we reduce the fear of fall in elderly?
Fear of fall in elderly is we can reduce by giving them a very good education. You have to educate them that because fall of a fear, if once a person falls, this fear develop in their mind. So by giving them the exercises and showing them the result of exercises, that after doing this exercises, sir, देखिए आप अच्छे से खड़े हो पा रहे हैं. After doing these exercises, you can have a very good balancing. By educating them, by giving them the good, feedback system, कि आप पहले ऐसे नहीं खड़े हो पा रहे थे, that's why you had a problem of fall. Now, by doing these exercises, you get a strength in your muscles. Now, you will be able to stand, you will be able to walk properly. This is the basic you can do. You have to educate them, you have to educate them.
Sir, yes. Can you please tell reconditioning physiotherapy protocol for geriatric patients who are suffering from cancer?
Reconditioning protocol for the patient who are suffering from cancer survivor. Cancer survivor has a very prone ability to get bedridden if they are having chemotherapy or a radiation therapy. You can start off with, as I told you can start off with a very small exercises, range of movement. You can tell them to give the active range of movement to all the joints, upper limbs, lower limbs. Then you can make them move out of their bed with some of the equipments that I already told you. Then you can have the weight strengthening exercises for them. This is what a protocol has been made for the cancer rehabilitation patients. Again, I'm saying that it depends, and you have to have a very good and a history for the patient for geriatric physiotherapy.
Okay, sir. The next question is, what would be the bowel and bladder training for geriatric?
Bowel and bladder training is not my forte, so I won't be able to discuss it here. It's not my forte. Sorry.
What main thing should be seen in assessment for in assessment only?
What main things to be seen?
In assessment while assessing a geriatric? What are the main points that we should consider?
Acha, what assessment should be made to acha, okay. So see, as I already told you, I'm telling again and again ki when you have a geriatric patient, you should have a very good history first of all. And when you are getting the history, then if you have a good history, you have studied the history, then you can have particular goal plan for what you want to achieve. For example, if a patient coming with to you with a shoulder problem, with a shoulder PA shoulder and other shoulder problem, you should maintain, you should have set a goal कि हम हफ्ते पर अगर treatment देंगे तो what condition या what result we want to achieve. So that result, if you are achieving, then you are going a good protocol, you are carrying a good physical therapy. And if you're not achieving that, you should need to change a plan. So while assessing, you should have a assessment of range of motion. You should have assessment for a particular joint. You should have a muscle strengthening, muscle manual technique, what MMT we are doing. So this is what the assessment we do for the geriatrics.
So, and how can we deal with any cardiovascular complications occurring during exercises?
Cardiovascular condition occurring during the exercises.
If any cardiovascular complications.
Okay. See, if you have a patient who is already having a cardiac problem, you need to understand that what kind of exercises has to be given, what kind of exercise plan you are planning, you are goaling, so to get the particular result and not hampering their condition. So if you are having a patient with a cardiac problem, give them the exercise which is not hampering their cardiac condition, which is not aggravating their cardiac condition in the furthers.
Okay, sir. Will nutrition help in this?
Nutrition is a very important part. Although I'm not a nutritionist, so I have not covered it. Nutrition is a very important part for it. And a good nutrition will give a good muscle strengthening, will give a good body posture and other things. And indeed, nutrition is a very important part.
Geriatrics are susceptible to strokes a lot. How to prevent it and how to plan a protocol treatment?
You can plan a protocol treatment which will reduce their sedentary lifestyle. If your patient is having a sedentary lifestyle, if he is see, for a stroke, there might be some history of diabetic or hypertension or other things. So if you can move your patient out from a sedentary lifestyle and move into a good lifestyle and make him independent, you can prevent a stroke to some extent.
What exercises are contraindicated for a geriatric patient?
It depends upon the condition what geriatric patient is. If I say that ye contraindicated hai, then it may be indicated for some other diseases. So this is not a
Can geriatric patient recover and get independent?
I have recovered many of the geriatric patients, but you need to understand and you need to make them understand for doing the things. See, I'll tell you, Akshata, what happening is कि when you are dealing with a young patient will understand you because if you tell them कि आप ठीक हो जाओगे, you will get back to your work, you can have this and this thing in your life again, या आप अभी तक जो कर रहे थे वो सब वापस कर सकते. Old age persons के साथ क्या होता है, they become like this कि यार now I don't need any exercises, I'm good enough, I have done what I have done, मेरी सारी जिम्मेदारी खत्म हो गई. So you need to plan them, you need to educate them that this is not the thing, this is not the end, this is beginning. You can have a second inning now. So for second inning, you should plan your exercises, you should plan your goal like this, that they get a good result and they get a feedback at a certain point of a time. Like if I'm dealing with a patient or a geriatric person who is having a disability to walk, and I'm planning him the exercises where I can strengthen his lower limbs, strengthen his lower limb muscles. After a certain period of a time, when he was not able to stand, I make him stand. So I gave him a feedback कि sir, आज से हफ्ते भर पहले 10 दिन पहले आप खड़े नहीं हो पा रहे थे, now you're standing. Now if you'll do the exercises what I'll plan for the next 10 days, आप अच्छे से चलने लगो. So this is a set of a goal or a feedback you have to give to a geriatric patient.
If a patient had a vertigo, what are the exercises we will provide?
Vertigo, I'll again say vertigo is not my forte, so I won't be able to tell much about it. But there are certain exercises for balancing and vertigo, which you can get it from some of the Google and other things, which I'm not able to tell you right now. Any other question?
Yes, sir.
There are a lot of questions are there.
Okay. A lot of questions are there. How can we deal with the patients of dementia in geriatric?
See, dementia is another very common condition for the geriatric. See, a lot of medications is there where you can deal with the geriatrics, and rehabilitation or occupational therapists are doing a lot of work in the geriatric. You can make them skill with the exercises. You can improve their daily living with the some working exercises, which will help them to come out of a dementia. Now, you know what rehabilitation or exercises do? Exercises will create a will retaining a brain pathway, which will help them to get mentally and physically established or strong, which will make them do the function again, and this can somewhere help the dementia patient.
What consideration to be taken while rehabilitating patient with joint stiffness?
Joint stiffness, you have to take consideration that what is the reason for the joint stiffness, and what are the indication and contraindications for the joint stiffness exercises. And there are a lot of mobilization, there are a lot of static exercises, there are a lot of strengthening exercises for the joint stiffness that you can do. There are a lot of electromodality that you can apply for a joint stiffness. And talking about protocols, talking about protocols, many of us asking a protocol. See, protocol is not for a geriatric patient. Protocol is for a particular condition and for a particular joint what you are dealing with. It is not कि अगर आप बोल दो कि geriatric में क्या protocol होता है. Geriatric में there is no as such protocol. Geriatric में aim होता है. And the protocols are for particular diseases, particular disability, particular joint you are dealing with, a particular condition.
How about using mobilization techniques in elder patients?
Yes, mobilization technique can be used in the elderly patient, but you have to take care of it that it doesn't aggravate their pain, it doesn't irritate them for the further. Mobilization you can do in many of the, I have been using mobilization in many of the condition for geriatric. You can use mobilization, not a problem. It gives a very good results also.
What are the musculoskeletal problems that we have to look into when treating a geriatric and fall prevention?
See, I already told you with the aging, there is a change, degenerative changes in the body. No one can help it out. That degenerative changes are muscle atrophy. There is a drooping in the posture. There is a change in the posture. There is change in the bone mass, and there is a change in the muscle weight. So you have to take care of it that during these musculoskeletal problem, you are giving them a good strengthening exercises. You are educating them to for the fall prevention. You are giving them some of the walking aid equipment if they are not walking independently. This is what you can do for the musculoskeletal problem, like osteoporosis and other. This is the in osteoporosis. You can have a you can see that a fracture is very common, so you can give them the very good mobility, very good walking aid and other equipments.
Does biofeedback help in geriatrics?
Yes, definitely. I just gave you an example. Yes, biofeedback, it really helps. I gave you an example, like I'm dealing with a patient having a problem with the walking, or a weakness in the lower body, or a lower limb muscle weakness. So if you plan exercises and give them a feedback after 10 days, ki now this is what you have changed, this is what you do. Like biofeedback is also very important in the stroke patient. So biofeedback really help in the geriatrics. Nowadays, biofeedback is also been done with some of the Wi-Fi games and video games also in many of the stroke rehab centers. So it really helps.
How to decide FITT principle for geriatrics?
FITT principle for geriatrics. FITT basically it is, I think, a frequency, intensity, time, and FITT, yes, it is intensity, time, and the type of exercises you are dealing. So it is a need of hour. You have to set a goal plan for FITT, and the principle for this is ki, you should understand ki what frequency your geriatric patient can handle, what up to what time the exercises he can bear up, and what type of exercises or exercises you are planning for your geriatric patients. Weight strengthening exercises, if you are planning, then plan it accordingly that they can hold that weight. They can not, they don't further aggravate, or they don't further damage their muscle or a joint. So this is how FITT can work.
And so in geriatrics, what modalities can be used?
Again, I'm saying it is a very vast thing. It depends upon the condition what geriatric patient is. Geriatric is, I'm telling you, ऐसा नहीं है कि आप मोडालिटी लगाओ. इट डिपेंड्स आपकी क्या कंडीशन में पेशेंट आया है. अगर कोई वो पीए शोल्डर पेशेंट है, वो ओए नी पेशेंट है, इट डिपेंड्स कि किस कंडीशन में और आपको क्या मोडालिटी लगानी.
So, but many modalities are contraindicated. So, in that context, we are asking.
It depends upon the condition. I'm saying it depends upon the particular disease. अगर geriatric patient है, if he is having a weakness, why would I apply a modality to him? I won't apply a modality. I'll give them a strengthening and balancing and stretching exercise plan. Modality is not contra. Please.
Sir, but like if we provide more of stretching and exercises to a patient who is already in a pain, so obviously he won't let you to do the exercises.
Yes, that's why I told you कि if I gave an example कि if the patient is well, he is just for a general weakness. या Parkinson, अच्छा चलो आपके पास Parkinson का geriatric patient आया, what modality would you apply to him? You won't apply any modality, no?
No.
So modality depend upon the condition what the patient is. आपके पास OA का पेशेंट आया, आपके पास PA शोल्डर का पेशेंट आया, आपके पास किस कंडीशन का पेशेंट आया, सो उसमें हम क्या मोडालिटी अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. हाँ, some of the modalities may give a skin rashes or the skin redness to the geriatric patient. That you have to understand accordingly. अब इट इज अ वेरी वास्ट थिंग कि आप क्या मॉडलिटी अप्लाई कर दोगे जीरियाट्रिक पेशेंट. नाउ फर्स्ट आई हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो जीरियाट्रिक पेशेंट आया किस कंडीशन के लिए. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट मी क्लियर, जीरियाट्रिक इज नॉट अ डिसीज. आप ये मत सोचिए कि जीरियाट्रिक पेशेंट है. जीरियाट्रिक पेशेंट का मेरा मतलब है कि जीरियाट्रिक patient means a geriatric person with some of a problem. That's why I'm saying geriatric patient. Geriatric is a word for an old age. It is not a disease word. Please understand this.
Can you please tell any advanced treatment in geriatric rehabilitation?
Again, depending upon the condition, it is. I don't know why people are asking this. See, geriatric is not a disease. Geriatric is not a condition. It is a natural process. Aging is a natural process. What advanced technique I do to a geriatric patient? If somebody, a geriatric person sitting next to me is very good and nothing to be done with him, what advanced treatment I'll do to him? Advanced treatment depend upon the condition. It depends upon the diseases what geriatric patient is coming to you. So please need to understand what deconditioning and reconditioning, that is very important. That you have to take care कि अगर कोई जीरियाट्रिक पेशेंट आपके पास है या जीरियाट्रिक पर्सन यू आर डीलिंग विद, इफ ही इज हैविंग अ पेन इन इनिशियल स्टेज, you have to make him understand that plan these exercises, do these exercises, so your pain will subside in initial stage, या आगे चल के it will not lead to a chronic pain. So this is what the condition thing is. So it is not about the whole geriatric, it is about the condition you have to deal with.
Okay sir, question over. नहीं है.
So that's why they are asking again and again same question, why okay. How to communicate with a geriatric patient? You can communicate by any language what they understand. If they understand Punjabi, you communicate with Punjabi if you also understand that. So there is no
Can we use dry needling, ISTM, all these techniques for geriatric patient?
Dry needling, yes you can. Again dependent upon the condition. See, I don't know why everyone is asking कि जीरियाट्रिक में हम ये यूज कर सकते हैं. जीरियाट्रिक में आप सब यूज कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट मी टेल यू, जितनी मोडालिटी, जितने ट्रीटमेंट, जितनी थेरेपी आपके पास है, यू कैन अप्लाई एवरीथिंग. बट अगेन देयर इज अ प्रोटोकॉल. यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, यू नीड टू नो द हिस्ट्री, यू नीड टू नो द थेरेपी यू आर अप्लाइंग. कोई कॉन्ट्रा इंडिकेटेड तो नहीं है इस कंडीशन में. ड्राई नीडलिंग आप कर रहे हैं, ड्राई नीडलिंग इस कंडीशन में कॉन्ट्रा इंडिकेटेड तो नहीं है. What will be the adverse effect for this therapy what I'm applying? So geriatric में आप सब अप्लाई कर सकते हैं जितना आपको आता है. आप क्रायोप्रैक्टिक, मैनुपुलेशन, जो भी आपको आता है, ड्राई नीडलिंग कर दीजिए, ऑस्टियोपैथी कर दीजिए, क्रायोप्रैक्टिक कर दीजिए, सब कुछ कर दीजिए, बस उनकी हड्डी मत तोड़िए. So this is you have to understand. You can apply anything on geriatrics, but you need to understand कि what condition you are dealing with a geriatric and what is contraindicated and indicated at that certain condition.
Sir, can the gait of a patient with OA can be completely normalized in elderly after the physical therapy?
Sorry, your voice was not clear, please.
Now is it clear, sir?
हाँ जी.
Can the gait of a patient with OA can be completely normalized in elderly after the physical therapy?
Can we, sorry, फिर से क्या था? Can we
Gait of a patient. Can we normalize the gait of a patient with OA?
Acha, okay. Can we normalize the gait of a patient? Yes, you can normalize depending upon the stages of the osteoarthritis is. You all know कि OA की बहुत सारी stages होती है. किस stage में वो आपके पास आए हैं, क्या उनका gait बिगड़ चुका है, क्या आपके protocols होंगे उनके OA को treat करने के, उनके gait को treat करने के. Up to a very good extent you can treat, you can have a good gait training, and you can back them to a normalized life up to some extent.
I think no more questions now.
एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे देख रहा हूँ मैं. वी हैड आवर इंटर्नशिप रिसर्च इन विच आई डिड अ रिसर्च ऑन जीरियाट्रिक पॉपुलेशन यूजिंग फिजियो ट्रीटमेंट इन कॉम्बिनेशन विद रिदमिक auditory stimulation. It was a fantastic combination. Yes, it is a fantastic combination, as well as the group exercise is a very good research. Nowadays I'm having a lot of articles over it. I'm continuously reading. Group exercises are a very good exercise goal for the the geriatric population. Stroke mein group exercises have shown a very good results, and you can have a group exercises also. And rhythmic auditory stimulation, I'll just read over it what you exactly want to say. Okay, ठीक है. So reaction time is still in geriatric due to aging. So what specific exercises to be given? I think we need a proper assessment before use of any therapy. Yes, actually. Geriatric care in diabetic patient, I already told you that if a patient is geriatric, so you can have a diabetic patient, you can have a very good exercise plan to move them out of a sedentary lifestyle, and you can give them a plan. Hat off to founder of Metri app. Oh, I think this is somebody knowing to me. Actually, he's talking about my work. I'm having my own project for senior parents and geriatric person that is known as Metri Parent Care. I'm CEO of this project, so somebody known just message that. Okay.
The reaction time is delayed in geriatrics, so due to aging. So what specific exercises are given?
Reaction time के लिए you can give a lot of exercises. You can plan them a small stimulation exercises, small hand exercises, hand gripping exercises. You can plan. You can have a biofeedback exercises for them. You can have the a daily living exercises plan. A patient or a person with having a slow reflex, you need to understand them, you need to educate them the reason of slow reflexes and the biofeedback of doing the exercises and getting back to the same results.
It's a compliment for you.
Anji.
Japreet sir is the best geriatric therapist in Bhopal. I know him personally. Dedication is awesome.
These all are some. What is a goal setting in geriatrics? I already told you goal setting should be that you need to aim that your geriatric